From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Everybody feels the same way. We should be working on infrastructure.
Coming up tonight on Cronkite News, is the fighting over impeachment in D.C. leading to real health problems among the American public? New research suggests yes.
Plus, research is shining a light on the major role Arizona independents are expected to play in the 2020 election.
And 3 storms brewing across the country could complicate your Thanksgiving travel plans.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Jennifer Alvarez.
And I'm Matthew Roy. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Right now, the country is facing a tense political scenario that has many Americans stressed out.
Turns out President Trump's impeachment hearings are actually causing worry and anxiety.
Cronkite News reporter Ashley Stewart explains why.
New research from University of Nebraska-Lincoln suggests nearly 2 out of 5 Americans say politics are stressing them out.
Impeachment, a word that is being seen everywhere right now. For Kenneth Patrick Smith, a Republican Party committeeman, says that frustration is at the forefront of his conversations.
Everybody feels the same way. We should be working on infrastructure. Should be working on resolving problems with trade with China. We should be worried about the Middle East and Syria. We should be worried about Russia. We've got a lot bigger problems than trying to impeach a president that's not going to ever be convicted and removed from office.
With the ongoing impeachment proceedings, it's causing a wide range of emotions among both political parties.
Mariana Pena is the president of the Arizona State University Young Democrats organization and says they are feeling a lot of mixed emotions.
Kind of butterflies, anxiety of kind of we don't know what's happening, but I think there's some kind of amount of also relief with that excitement.
Counselor Yvette Alvarez-Rooney says the rise of anxiety is due to people not allowing themselves to actually feel their emotions.
I think people just need to give themselves permission again and be more gentle with themselves about how they see their own mental health and not be so judgmental for themselves.
According to the latest National Health Interview survey, 3.9% of U.S. citizens aged 18 and above have experienced serious psychological distress.
We're our own worst critics, and so if you're able to calm that voice, then it'll be a lot easier to manage other people's voices around you.
According to the National Mental Illness Society, apparently people with mental abilities or with people who face stress and anxiety should practice a positive lifestyle and maintain a healthy diet. Live in the control room, Ashley Stewart.
Another study done by the Morrison Institute for Public Policy is shining a light on independent voters in Arizona and how they may be playing a significant role in the upcoming 2020 elections.
Madison LaBerge is in the Cronkite News Broadcast Center to give us some insight into the story. Madison?
A poll from the Morrison Institute for Public Policy shows a Grand Canyon-sized divide among Arizona voters registered as Republicans and Democrats. But there's a twist. Registered independents may well become a deciding factor in the 2020 elections. Immigrants remains a controversial topic in this border state. When asked if immigrants should have an easier time coming to Arizona, 55% of Democrats agreed. However, only 20% of Republicans agreed. When asked if they supported deporting all undocumented immigrants, 69% of Republicans agreed, while only 21% of Democrats agreed, according to the poll. However, 34% of independents agree with both statements.
Independents, absolutely, given that they represent a larger proportionate of the electorate than Democrats, they should vote. Their voice should be heard. I also think that we learned by surveying people who are not registered to vote, a lot of times their perceptions don't line up with the average Arizonan. And were they to vote, things could change.
Other top differences based on political affiliation involve climate change, affordable housing, education, and gun control. Along with the polling numbers by political affiliation, the Morrison Institute also released extensive reports on issues such as the need for rural Arizonans and child abuse here in Arizona. In the Broadcast Center, I'm Madison LaBerge, Cronkite News.
Starting next year, Phoenix will no longer use red light cameras at intersections. A proposal to extend the contract from the cameras beyond January first failed by a 4-5 city council vote last week. Phoenix currently has red light cameras at 12 intersections in addition to mobile speed enforcement units that usually sit around school zones. City council documents reveal the program generated more than $7 million in revenue for the city over the course of 9 years.
Well, Thanksgiving week is upon us, and with it, one of the busiest travel days of the year. Arizonans can expect a jump in traffic in the skies and in the terminals. Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport officials predict over 60,000 flyers will be screened at security checkpoints tomorrow alone, with hundreds of thousands more over the next few weeks.
Man, that's a lot of travelers. And the wintry weather could cause more delays. From Philadelphia to Boston, a mix of heavy rain and snow will pound the region, blanketing New England as far north as Maine. Dangerous levels of rain and snow are also set to hit the upper Midwest and the Rockies. And further west, a third storm system is expected to bring rain to the west coast. Quentin Walker joins us from the Cronkite Weather Center. Are we going to be getting rain on Turkey Day?
Well, there's one thing I can guarantee is we're not going to have any turkeys in the air on Thanksgiving. That's because, number one, we are getting rain, and number two, well, turkeys can't fly. But I will show you we are going to have some storms back-to-back Thursday and Friday on that Thanksgiving. I'll show you exactly where. Take a look near San Francisco. This storm system is moving down along the coast, settling near San Diego. That brings us to 3:30 on Wednesday, and then it's going to move its way across the valley through Phoenix and over to Arizona, and that's what we're going to have on Thursday and Friday. So don't worry, it's not going to be like any severe weather. Everybody will make it to the table on Thanksgiving, but you're going to have to do a little dancing if you want to celebrate, because we're going to have 61 degrees and 100% chance of rain. So if you're planning on roasting a turkey outdoors, you're going to have to make a change of plans, but it should be a great day altogether. Back to you.
The Arizona Department of Health Services are asking the public to avoid eating romaine lettuce after 2 E. coli cases were reported in the state. According to health officials, 2 people were hospitalized due to the outbreak. Both patients have since recovered and have been released from the hospital. Arizonans should dispose of all romaine lettuce if the packaging says Salinas on the label or if it's unlabeled.
St. Mary's Food Bank in Phoenix says there's still 1,800 turkeys short of their goal for donations for this Thanksgiving. The food bank says because of the increase in volume of families that need assistance, they may have to resort to distributing chicken by Wednesday instead of turkey if that number isn't met. It's not too late to help out, though. You can drop off a turkey at their distribution center near Thomas and I-17 from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Coming up next on Cronkite News at 5, an Arizona deputy under fire for wrestling a teen with no arms or legs is speaking out for the first time.
And why he claims this now viral video was taken out of context.
Anniversary, which we've been really excited for and prepping for a year, and let people know that we are still here.
Plus, we take you to a protest on Alcatraz Island, held to commemorate the Native Americans who once occupied the land.
The weather around Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News. Here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon.
Some of the best players for their program.
Cronkite Noticias is the Spanish-speaking division of Cronkite News, covering topics such as economics, education, sustainability, immigration, and border relations. Cronkite Noticias strives to serve the Spanish-speaking community in Arizona. Under the guidance of prominent Spanish-speaking professionals, students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism develop content for our broadcast partner, Univision, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. Explore Cronkite Noticias at cronkitenoticias.azpbs.org.
With wildfires, a scarcity of water, and other environmental issues facing the Earth today, it's critical to stay up to date with local impacts of a changing climate. That's why we created Elemental, covering sustainability, a multimedia collaboration between public television and radio stations. From climate change to water conservation to renewable energy and much more, Elemental covers the latest in sustainability news. Find our stories on our website, elementalreports.com.
A Tucson deputy caught on camera wrestling a teen with no arms or legs to the ground released a statement about the incident.
It happened at a Tucson group home in September, but the video just recently surfaced. Another teen at the group home captured the encounter on their cell phone.
There are events both before and after the video clip that were critical to the use of force and the overall context of the arrest. I was there to secure individuals who might be a threat to themselves, the staff, and other residents.
The Pima County Deputy Manuel Van Santen has been placed on administrative leave in light of the incident. The Mojave County Sheriff's Office made a major drug bust during a routine traffic stop. On Thursday, they arrested Las Vegas man after discovering almost $2 million worth of meth in his car. According to officers, the drugs were in plain sight, and the 35-year-old man was taken into custody immediately. In total, they found 43 pounds of meth inside the vehicle. The suspect now faces charges ranging from possession to transportation of dangerous drugs for sale.
It's been 50 years since Native American activists occupied Alcatraz Island for 21 months to reclaim the unused indigenous land from the federal government.
Many of those original occupiers returned to Alcatraz last week to revisit their cause and inspire the next generation of activists.
Cronkite News reporter Grayson Schmidt from our LA bureau was there to capture the sights and sounds of this historic day.
The Rock once held some of the most notorious criminals in American history. After it closed in 1963, it became surplus federal land. And on November 20th, 1969, Native American activists from tribes across North America took back Alcatraz for indigenous people. The occupation was meant to call attention to the Treaty of Fort Laramie.
Coming and we're bringing the family to celebrate the 50th anniversary, which we've been really excited for and prepping for a year, and let people know that we are still here.
On June 11, 1971, the occupation ended after the remaining activists were removed by the U.S. government. For some, this anniversary meant reconnecting with those people they had not seen in 50 years.
This is awesome, and to know that this journey is still continuing. We're still here, and a lot of the people that were here a long time are still active and they're still doing it. We're not going to quit.
At 50 years now, with everything going on and social media and everything, it's gonna be bigger. And I think it's gonna get everyone out there all over the world to know Native Americans are still here and they fight on the daily for everybody. Basically re-educating the new generation that are still going to fight, and our new generation of natives they're unstoppable.
The 4-day celebration ended Saturday with the official opening of an installation called Red Power on Alcatraz, Perspectives 50 years later.
The new exhibit will remain open for 19 months. And up next, a look at how new water conservation technology is working and how much water it could actually save right here in Arizona.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
The city of Phoenix and ASU are teaming up to test water conservation technology. Cronkite News reporter Mariah Gallegos found out how the technology works and how much water it could actually save.
As you can see, it just looks like a granulars of salt-like stuff.
Small water-absorbing technology called hydrogels will be injected into the soccer fields at the Arizona State University's West Campus to help conserve water.
It's a hydropolymer. It's biodegradable, and so it's organically, environmentally safe. And a machine takes it and it places it approximately 2 inches below the root zone of the grass or the turf.
The City of Phoenix Water Services Department received a $100,000 grant in partnership with Arizona State to see how well the hydrogels work for us here in the desert.
If this technology works, we might save as much as 40% of the water that it takes to keep a turf facility healthy. That's a pretty significant savings, so we're hoping that this pans out.
The soccer fields currently use about 11 million gallons of water a year, but with the hydrogels, the city expects to save 4.4 million gallons a year. And once the hydrogels are in the soil, they can last for up to 5 to 7 years.
It is another tool besides good, effective irrigation and smart watering to make sure that we get the grass, the water it needs, but we don't waste any of it. It allows us to be really efficient.
If the program is successful, the city of Phoenix will likely use the hydrogels at more turf facilities, including city parks and golf courses.
And now we have Quentin Walker back with us here with our Turkey Day temperatures.
Well, we are going to have some cool temperatures on Thanksgiving, but that's going to make the warm turkey all the much better, right?
Absolutely.
It'll be delicious. But first, let's take a look at your temperatures for tomorrow. Don't be fooled by that bright and sunny sky that we're going to have, because it is still going to be a bit chilly. 61 degrees is going to be your high for tomorrow, and then just a bit cooler along the western border here, and then even cooler as we head north here. 34 in Flagstaff, 33 at the Grand Canyon. A bit warmer in Yuma and Douglas down here, 60 and 65. Those are about the highs for tomorrow. But then for lows, oh, we're getting even chillier here. 42 degrees in Phoenix, about the mid 40s along the western border. 16 at the Grand Canyon and 13 in Window Rock. That's your lowest low for tomorrow, so it's going to be a bit chilly. But once we get to Thanksgiving, we're going to be a bit better. It's going to be a nice 61 degrees. So gather around the table, get the family there, maybe dance with a turkey there. I've never seen a turkey so excited. Come on, here we go. And then 61 degrees, 100% chance of rain. We do have a storm coming in Thursday and Friday. I'll show you exactly where. Take a look around Portland. The storm system is moving along, settling down here below Los Angeles. This is Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. It's then going to move its way across Phoenix into Arizona, and that's going to give us those storms that we're going to see here on Thursday, 100% chance of rain, and then 70% there on Friday. So we have those storms coming, and then the ASU versus University of Arizona game there on Saturday for your forecast. Back to you.
After the break, a baseball program making dreams come true for players with special needs.
We'll introduce you to the gentle giant who's smashing records while inspiring his teammates.
Join us each week on Catalyst, the show that explores new advancements, technologies, and innovations at Arizona State University that are shaping the future for tomorrow and beyond. Catalyst, Wednesdays at 9, right here on Arizona PBS.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles. In Cleveland. In Washington. In Louisville.
From Jerusalem. Live in Philadelphia.
From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
I'm Judy Woodruff. Tonight on the NewsHour, after 2 weeks of public hearings, what happens next in the impeachment inquiry against the president? Coming up after Cronkite News and Arizona Horizon on Arizona PBS.
The Miracle League of Arizona provides a special place for children and adults with special needs to play baseball.
Rob Werner is joining us now. And Rob, you were able to discover the magic of the league, weren't you?
Yeah, I definitely was. It was a really great opportunity, and I was able to report on 18-year-old Carson Harrell. And for him, he told me that the Miracle League really is his field of dreams.
Keep an eye on the ball.
He may sound like a coach.
Foul ball.
Or even an umpire, but he's really one of the best players in the Miracle League of Arizona, a baseball program for children and adults with special needs.
Next battle.
He's Carson Harrell, the gentle giant that plays more baseball games with the Miracle League than anyone else. Standing at 6'6", 18-year-old Carson was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder as a baby. His verbal communication skills are extremely limited, but it doesn't seem that way when he's on the field. Carson's father, Dave, says that here at the Dan Heron Field in North Scottsdale, everything slows down for his son.
It's his best place, and it's a lot like this pretty much everywhere he goes, because kids on the autism spectrum typically aren't friendly and outgoing. He is the most social autistic kid I've ever met in my life. His communication is limited. He communicates with smiles.
And smiles are all Carson has when talking about the Miracle League.
Boy, Miracle is my favorite thing.
Most Miracle Leaguers play one game a week. A few play twice. Carson, though, sets the record with 3 each week.
That's right.
And has done so for the last 7 years.
We bring each player a jersey for each one of their teams with their name and number printed on the back. I can guarantee you, after all these years and all the teams he's played on, he's got to have 50 Miracle League jerseys. I wouldn't be surprised if he sleeps in one for pajamas, if he wears one to school.
Carson's love for baseball goes beyond just playing. He also hits homers, and lots of them.
Without question, Carson has hit more home runs than anybody in Miracle League of Arizona history, has played in more games than anybody in our history.
Harrell has a consecutive game streak that rivals Cal Ripken Jr.'s. In fact, last year, he suffered a lower back injury so severe he had to go to the hospital. But on his way to the emergency room, Carson insisted on coming to the Miracle League to play his game first.
Still went 3 for 4. Didn't quite have the power or the speed that day that we're used to from Carson, but he got around the bases, took him a while. Most importantly, kept the streak alive.
He literally could not bend to get in the car. I had to lean the seat back, recline the seat so he could just pour himself into the car to get here.
I call Carson Tigger, like the Winnie the Pooh character, because he's always bouncing. And when he's bouncing, he's happy. And when he's happy, the dude's infectious. Everybody's happy.
It's the purest expression of him being happy.
He doesn't just play ball. Carson also conducts the national anthem and acts as a leader on his team. But more than all that, being a part of the Miracle League allows Carson to show who he really is, even if he can't vocalize it.
Because he can lead through actions, and it isn't always words. You know, usually a leader has to be inspirational. Here it's just infectious. He didn't speak till he was 7. So before he could really speak, everybody thought there really wasn't much going on in there. And now you can see with just the skill level that he has and the ability that he has to draw people to him, he has some natural leadership abilities that can be recognized even without the communication.
And when he's on the field, Carson knows what he is.
Champion.
It gives him a place where he can shine. In a world where his communication is limited, where his academics are limited, there's a lot of, hey, he can't do this. There's nothing he can't do at Miracle League. When he comes here and he can be athletic and nobody has to worry about, him communicating and him, justifying and all of that. It's baseball as it was meant to be. It's a game.
The Miracle League has no age limit, so Carson hopes to extend his consecutive game streak for many more years to come. The Miracle League has also given Carson other opportunities within the game he loves. This past year, Carson got to throw out the first pitch at a Diamondback spring training game, and he fired a strike.
It's great to get some baseball in November, let me tell you. How'd you end up finding the story, Rob?
I mean, I honestly got pretty lucky with it. Another story fell through, and I was asked if I wanted to take a shot at Carson, and I thought it was an amazing opportunity. And he was an awesome kid, so he really told the story pretty well.
Just such an inspiring story. Well, that's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Have a great night.